Okay, so we were about to be releasing a album next year, I do believe.
Yeah.
All good stuff. I know that we're going to be talking about that. Epic hair, by the way. I know it's pretty much a trademark thing. Didn't you swap hairs once?
We have kind of briefly. I've had like different coloured streaks and you've had a bit of blue underneath, but we've had this hairstyle since we started the band. Yeah. And whenever we dye our hair another colour, people don't know who we are. Like, you walk into a gig and they're like, oh, are you here with one of the bands? Like, yeah, I'm Gemma from Dakesis. And they're like, she's got blue hair. So we'll always go back to blue and red. It's kind of our trademark, isn't it?
Cool. All good stuff. Now, I know that you guys don't just do stuff with the band. I'd like to touch on that in a little bit. Talking about hair, sir, did you have long hair once?
Yeah, I did. It left me, though, tragically. So, yeah, all gone.
I think that was a thing where it was like a parody thing was like that someone left the band or whatever has got another one in, but it's the same guy. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was... Actually, who was responsible for that? Yeah, me leaving the band, being replaced by me.
We had a little night together and we had a little party and then we shaved Matt's head and we were like, Matt has left the band, introducing our new guitarist, Baldy McBaldington, and everyone liked the joke, so it's stuck. Baldrick, much something.
Fantastic, all great stuff. So, you played today, obviously.
Yeah.
What do you think of the crowd reaction? What do you reckon was going on?
Yeah, it was great. It was, lots of people, and I think we're a little bit different to a lot of the other bands on the bill. So it's, we're a lot more melodic and up tempo, kind of power metal, prog metal. But everyone seemed to really enjoy it, and we've had really good feedback from people just kind of milling around the venue afterwards. So yeah, all thumbs up all round.
Cool, good stuff. Now, so you describe yourselves as a prog power metal band. Diversity across the board, it's fantastic. It's great when you go to a festival or a gig where you got a few bands on, and it's like different subgenres, so to speak, and everything else. Now, having saying that, what has got to be, had to have happened, what has got to be the weirdest gig you've ever been booked for?
There's so many. Which do we go for?
I don't know. Like we do get booked for some like weird gigs because there's not really a scene for what we do. Like we're trying to make one with we have a festival to try and get that scene together. But we've played on like black metal lineups, and we've played with like pop punk bands, and we've played with acoustic acts. And sometimes you just get these like weird hybrid gigs where people aren't really sure like what box to put us in. So we play with all sorts,
How wicked. All good stuff. So, I know I got a quick chat with you earlier. You just don't do stuff with the band. What else do you do, dear?
Well, collectively, we own and run a recording and rehearsal studio in Birmingham called Capsark Studios. We all teach musical instruments. Gemma owns a rock school, which is next door to our studio, and we run a power metal festival in Birmingham. So everything that we do kind of is in the scene. Adam runs a videography company called Seventh Sky Media. So we're all very creative in our sort of day jobs, and it all just kind of ties in. And yeah, we don't stop really. We don't sleep.
I definitely know that feeling. And I know from watching the videos, the stuff that you do with the whole performances that you do, stuff with the live videos and everything else. It definitely shows that you guys are just more than just a band. I know it's harsh to say that, but there's obviously more there. More than just you guys just hook up, rock out, and do everything else. Now you yourself, you were a vocal coach as well, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, cool. How's that going?
How's that going? Great. Yeah, I've been doing that for about 15 years now, so I've been doing that longer than I've been in Dakesis. Me and Matt both teach at ACM in Birmingham. So vocal coaching is like the day job. So it's a dream day job. It's in music and I get to meet some really cool people, and I get to work with a lot of people within the scene because there's not that many metal vocal coaches. And although I don't sing in a kind of growled metal style, I'm very much a traditional singer. Yeah, I get to work with some really fantastic people and play around with their voices, so I love it.
Wicked, wicked. Probably see if we can do it. We'll probably have a little game a little bit late,
Okay.
a little bit in a bit. For you, sir.
You're right.
Cool. Okay. Trying to catch up with what was said earlier about apart from being in the band.
Yeah.
What is it then? What else do you do again?
Well, I do all the graphics for the band, but I also do graphics for lots of other companies and things. I do music videos.
And lyric videos.
And lyric videos, and and I teach the drums as well as lots of other things.
No, we literally came from a video shoot today.
Yeah, I've been shooting a music video for Fury, if you know those.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because I know you guys are very, very, very close
We
friends
are,
of
yeah.
Desert Guys, and I know you mess around with the titles of the gigs that you go around again.
Oh, yeah.
that is really cool. I do like that.
Mine's Fury.
Cool. Now we're asking about weird stuff because I love asking weird stuff. What has got to be, not going into detail or anything mad, and what's the most weirdest thing you've been asked to do visually?
It's got to be Women at War, hasn't it?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean the Women of War stuff is a bit weird, but
Was it the coarse-knitted eagle?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, Amy wanted a version of the Man of War logo. With high heels, basically. So I was like, yeah, I can probably do that.
Cool. All good stuff. Right then. I'll just try to think now. Just knock back a fraction. Trying to run on memory as a night.
Fury, you were going to ask us about Fury.
Yes, that's correct. That's good. Okay, yeah. So the band Fury, how did you guys meet with them? Is that something that you've always been friends with, or is...
Actually, we played the new Snooty Fox, the Black Mass in Wakefield, or whatever it is now. It's the Black Mass, isn't it? We met those guys at the gig. They asked us to do one of their shows in Worcester, so we met for the first time when we were both playing an all-day festival in Wakefield, and then we just kind of blossomed from there. So we played this gig together at the Mars Bar for one of their headline shows, and we got on so well that we decided to book a tour. And the tour really kind of sealed our friendship from there. We had such a great time together that we just haven't stopped doing things since. We do a lot of social outings. We still do a lot of gigs and tours together. And it's definitely a friendship for life, I think.
Cool, yeah. So I've seen some of the stuff when you were going around. It shows that as well in the photos or whatever else, and you can see just a little bit of banter in there as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say that's of course. And talking about banter, love banter. It's all good stuff. Have you had or done any crazy requests of anything just for a laugh?
Just for a laugh. So we toured in Finland in 2016 with Thunderstone, who were one of our favourite bands and biggest inspirations, and down the road they became our friends and they took us out on tour, and they gave us a driver and a tech for the tour in Finland called Miro. And a few months later they came over to England for another tour, and we used to do a cover of Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler, and we did Holding Out for a Miro at Corporation, and so there's like loads of people watching the gig who have no idea what's going on, and we're just singing to our tech because we loved him, Holding Out for a Miro.
Oh, that's wicked. That's wicked. A question that a friend of mine asked, because you make questions up to ask bands and stuff for interviews. Now, I run a internet radio station. If you guys were to have your own radio station or have your own show, what would be the first song you would play and why?
The Odyssey
by Symphony X. No, there's no question there. I don't know. The Odyssey is probably collectively one of our favourite songs. I mean, it's one of Amy and Gemma's favourite party tricks is doing a full a cappella version from start to finish. So all 24 and a half minutes of it, no instruments. That's
We
it.
can give you like a little demonstration if you like.
Yeah, go for it.
Ba da da ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 da, and yeah, we can do that for the full 25 minutes. Ba da 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 da.
Wicked. Awesome stuff. So you sing and keyboards.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you on bass.
Yeah.
I'm a bass player myself. Bit of a guitarist, but more of a bass player. Now, tone and everything else going from different equipment to equipment. What has got to be the best bass sound you've played off a bass? An instrument-wise.
Personally,
Yeah.
well, I've just bought some new gear. Well, not just, but I've recently upgraded my rig to dark glass, and that is an incredible piece of kit. And tied in with my bass, when I bought my bass, it was about 6 or 7 years ago, because I joined the band as a guitarist.
Okay.
And Gemma said, "Oh, do you fancy playing bass for Dakesis?" I'd never played bass before in my life. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, how hard could it be?" It was really hard.
It worked for Lemmy.
Really hard. So, I spent some time playing a 4-string, and I was very limited because there just weren't enough strings. And then I went to PMT in Birmingham and found a 6-string bass. And the pickups in this bass, it's kind of like a mid-range, it's an Ibanez 6-string sound gear. And the sound, I've never been able to recreate the sound that I get from that bass from any other bass that I've ever played. It is so bombastic. The sustain is incredible. The Bartolini pickups are just like nothing that I've ever experienced before, and that tied in with the dark glass is like mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. So yeah, a bit biased really because it's all my own gear, but
So here's what it is. All good stuff. Talking about gear, now, as kicking the living daylights out of things, what has been the most funniest incident while playing a gig?
I often have to put my cymbals back in place sometimes mid-drum fill. I've done that sometimes. Cymbal stands flying off everywhere. I'm sure every drummer's had that, but yeah, I've kind of mastered the art of carrying on a drum fill on the kicks while I sort stuff out and pick up sticks and carry on again.
Oh no, there was that time in Sheffield where you've got a slow-mo video of him playing a fill and he drops a stick and he picks another one up and finishes the fill. And we were watching this video back how did you do that? And you don't even remember how you did it, it just
You can't stop the song, man. You've got to keep going.
Cool, all good stuff. So, new album next year.
Yeah.
Have you got a title? Are you going to reveal? Or?
We do, yeah. We've got a title, we've got track listings, we've got artwork. The announcement is very soon.
Epic, excellent. How many tracks are on the album?
9. 8 and an intro. That's 9. That's you wrote the intro. There's 9.
That's it. Yeah, it's a song. It's a song. Cool.
You can credit me with all the songwriting if you want to, but no, that was him.
Is there anything that you did differently this time that you did previously?
Loads.
Loads. Anything that you from previous, because you've got 2 previous ones, haven't you? Anything that you picked up that you didn't want to do, or something that you picked up and thought we could have done better that you implemented in this new one?
Yeah, I think every album's just a development of the last one, isn't it? Or it feels that way for us. This is a development of the New Dawn, kind of the next step. And there's a lot more textures and layers, and we've got 3 vocalists in the band, and I think with this upcoming album, I've got to try not to give up too much information. I think we've really gone to town with playing with the textures of those voices and more sort of carefully arranged things. You know, we like to go a bit crazy with the orchestras and the sub drops and all of the atmospheric stuff. And I think this time around it's a lot more refined, it's a lot more purposeful. Yeah, just a development.
Yeah, cool, awesome. You haven't got the release date yet. It's just is it early next year?
Early next year.
Early next year. I can't wait. Because I remember when I spoke. I can't think it was spoke to you on Facebook. And said, "Look, I really like to play music," kind of thing. I can't get enough. I really can't. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolute top-notch stuff, and I cannot wait for what's happening next. Gigs. So when is your next one?
It will be our album launch in Birmingham early next year. So all the details will be coming up for that so soon. So pre-orders will be opening, and we'll release all the details for that in the next few weeks. And then after that, we will be going on a headline tour around the UK. So again, more stuff to be announced. It's all in the works. So we're just very hush-hush about it at the moment.
You see, I'm trying to fish. You're very, very good.
But we do have, so there's no more Dakesis shows now. The Dakesis focus is going to be entirely on the new album. But we will miss being on stage. So we're booking some Women Award dates to kind of fill out that void, aren't we, over the next few months. So we'll still be out and about. You'll still see the hair everywhere and, you know, the noises that we make. It'll just be more Man-O-War themed.
Nice. More wigs.
More wigs, and the boys will be wearing makeup. That'll be the only difference, really.
Any other final words to everybody out there?
We hope you are excited about our new album, and we're really excited, and that will be coming really, really soon. So have a nice winter, and we'll see you in spring 2020.
Spring, see, we're getting closer. I'm getting good at this fishing, like. Okay, Dakesis. Thank you very much for taking some time to have a chat with us. And MadMartin, UG Media. See you soon.